If you travel on cruises, there's something you need to hear. You might be annoying your cabin attendant without even realizing it. You'd be surprised how many passengers make little mistakes that turn them into that guest everyone talks about in the corridors, and not for good reasons. And the funny thing is, almost no one notices. Today we're going to share 10 habits that you've probably done more than once, and though they seem harmless, they really irritate the cabin attendants. Stay until the end because I guarantee that number 9 will sound all too familiar. 1. Not reporting when something's broken in the cabin. The air conditioner is noisy, the drawer won't close, the faucet drips. You think, it's just 7 days, I can handle it, but you're making a big mistake. When you disembark and mention these problems in a survey or online review, your attendant will be the first to be blamed. It doesn't matter if you never told them anything. The reports will show that they didn't detect the problems. This is an insider fact. Attendants have 24 hours to report damages without consequences. If they report something on the first day, they're heroes. If it's discovered after disembarkation, they're negligent. Your attendant has to fill out forms, document with photos, follow up, all while cleaning their 15 cabins. When you don't notify them, you doom them to negative points in their evaluation. Enough points mean no contract renewal, devastating for someone who left their country for 8 months to support their family. Cruise hacker tip. Report any problems on the first day directly to your attendant or reception. Take photos as evidence. You'll protect your attendant from completely avoidable problems. 2. Keeping the Do Not Disturb sign up all day. That little sign seems harmless. You hang it up to sleep more or because you don't want them to enter. And that's fine. The problem is, it sets off a domino effect that hugely complicates your attendant's day. They have an established route and optimized system to cover all their cabins efficiently. When your sign is up, they have to skip and try to come back later. That means disrupting their flow, going back or up and down floors, mentally reorganizing their route while the clock keeps ticking. If several passengers do the same, their schedule turns into complete chaos. And believe it or not, many cruise lines have strict policies. If a cabin isn't cleaned within a certain period, the attendant must report it. They might receive complaints from supervisors, and wellness protocols might be activated to check that the passenger is okay. It's not that you shouldn't use the sign. If you need privacy or rest, use it without guilt, but try not to leave it up unnecessarily for hours. 3. Not tipping. Many passengers think automatic tips are enough. Others wait until the last day to decide, and some don't tip at all, thinking it's already included. The reality is different because for your attendant, those tips mean much more than you imagine. It's not just the money, though that's important when you have a family waiting for you and you're working months away from them. It's the recognition, the sign that someone values your effort. When a passenger doesn't tip during the cruise and leaves crumpled bills on the last day out of obligation, the attendant notices. It's not the same as a genuine, thoughtful gesture made ahead of time. An early tip on the first or second day has a much greater emotional impact than a larger amount left hastily at the end, and will likely result in better service for you. Cruise hacker tip. Don't leave the tip in the room. Give it directly to your attendant with a thank you. It will have much more value. 4. Bringing homemade air fresheners. Caseros. We understand you want to feel at home in your cabin, but if you bring your favorite vanilla-scented candle, that sandalwood incense that relaxes you, or your essential oil diffuser, you could cost your cabin attendant a job, even if you don't realize it. Smoke detectors on cruises are hypersensitive for obvious reasons. A fire in the middle of the ocean is a nightmare. When your candle or incense triggers a false alarm, you're creating a documented incident in your cabin attendant's file. But there's something worse. Those scents penetrate everything. Now, the sheets and towels are infused with a strong lavender scent. Your attendant has to request complete replacements of all the linens, explain why, and pray their supervisor doesn't consider it negligence. Cruise lines invest millions in maintaining a specific scent neutrality. When you oversaturate your cabin, the next guest will complain about the residual smell. And guess who gets blamed for not cleaning properly? Cruise hacker tip. If you want to freshen up the air, use lightly scented wipes. Never anything that produces smoke, vapor, or particles in the air. 5. Leaving everything on when you leave the cabin. This is another typical scene. You head out for breakfast with the air conditioning on full blast, bathroom lights on, and the TV playing something no one's watching. All of it stays running for hours while you're off enjoying the buffet. For you, it's a minor detail. For your attendant, it's a headache. When they come in to clean and find everything on, questions arise. Is someone here? Did the passenger leave? Or are they in the bathroom? This forces them to announce their presence multiple times, wasting valuable time to confirm the cabin is empty. Moreover, a cruise ship's energy consumption is massive, and the cruise lines constantly monitor it. When the numbers spike, the pressure falls on the staff, including attendants questioned about whether passengers in their sections have careless habits. You're not going to cause a blackout by leaving the air conditioning on, but multiplied by thousands of cabins, these oversights add up and the staff ends up dealing with the consequences. Leaving your valuables out in plain sight. This might sound like a personal safety tip, and in a way it is, but there's another side to it that few people think about. How awkward it is for your attendant. Picture your attendant coming in to clean and finding valuables like cash, an iPhone, or a professional camera left out on the table. The attendant has to clean around those items, move them, rearrange them, and the whole time they're thinking, what if something goes missing? What if the guest thinks I took it? Every action feels tense, calculated, and defensive. And if something goes missing later, guess who they'll suspect first? Attendants are honest professionals who undergo thorough background checks. But they're still human, working surrounded by temptations, knowing that any accusation could cost them their job is just unfair. Use the cabin safe. It's free and takes just 30 seconds. Cruise hacker tip. Make it a habit to check before you leave. Put your valuables in the safe. Important documents too. Keep your belongings safe and spare your attendant unnecessary stress. Complaining about things that are beyond their control. The central air conditioning is freezing. The neighbors make noise until 3 in the morning. Your cabin is right below the nightclub. The view isn't what you pictured. The sea is choppy. All of these are valid, frustrating complaints, and absolutely none of them can be fixed by your attendant. Yet often, they're the one who gets scolded, who has to listen with a smile as you explain for the 5th time how the engine noise bothers you, as if they had a secret button to turn off the turbines. Attendants have very limited authority. They can bring you extra pillows or tweak minor things, but the central air, your cabin's location, or the state of the ocean are simply beyond their control. When you complain to them, you put them in an impossible position. They truly want to help you, but they end up taking on your frustration as if it's their fault. Cruise hacker tip. Before you complain, ask yourself, can this person actually do something about it? If not, take your complaint to reception where they can actually help you. Staying in your cabin while they clean. It might seem polite to sit and read quietly while your attendant cleans. You might think you're helping them out, but the reality is quite the opposite. When you stay, it completely changes the dynamic. Suddenly, they can't move around freely. They have to be extra careful about the noise from the vacuum cleaner. They can't even hum or sing as they work. They feel watched, scrutinized, judged. Not many people realize this, but some cruise lines have strict rules against staff being alone with passengers in enclosed spaces, especially where misunderstandings or false accusations could happen. Your presence, even if well-intentioned, could be breaking those protocols and putting your attendant in an awkward position. And let's be honest, do you really want to spend 30 minutes sitting there while someone cleans errands around you? The ship has pools, shows, restaurants, and amazing views. There are 1,000 better places you could be. And honestly, do you really want to spend 30 minutes just sitting there while someone cleans around you? Don't use white towels to remove makeup or apply cosmetics. A common innocent mistake is grabbing the nearest white towel to wipe off your eyeliner or foundation. Without realizing it, many passengers ruin a towel that then has to be taken out of the ship's inventory. Cruise ship towels are industrial textiles made to withstand hundreds of washes with strong chemicals. But even these tough materials have one unbeatable enemy: modern long-wear makeup. Waterproof mascara, 24-hour lipsticks, high-coverage foundations. All these products are made to stick firmly and are nearly impossible to remove. When you rub them on a white towel, the pigments seep deep into the fibers and leave stains that are impossible to remove. The result is obvious. A stained towel is considered unusable and has to be replaced, which leads to extra costs, pollution, and more work for the maintenance crew on board. Cruise hacker tip. Bring small dark towels for makeup removal or ask for special face cloths. They're usually gray or black to prevent this issue. 10. Entering the cabin before it's ready. I'm sure it's happened to you. You return a little earlier than planned. You see the cleaning cart in the hallway and think, I'll just pop in for a second to grab something. But that second can turn an almost finished job into a puzzle. As soon as you cross the threshold, the attendant has to stop what they were doing, even if they were in the final touches. They have to leave, wait for you to finish, and then reorganize everything to get back to their cleaning routine. The problem is, by interrupting, the entire work sequence is disrupted. Tools out of place, areas that were ready now need checking, and the time scheduled for the next cabins is thrown off. Meanwhile, their supervisor wonders why the entire room chain is delayed. A quick little entry can mess up their entire day. Cruise hacker tip. If you urgently need something, kindly ask the attendant if they can hand it to you from the door. It'll take a few seconds and save you from causing an unnecessary restart of their work. And so we come to the end with these 10 things you probably never imagined would bother the person keeping your little floating home spotless throughout your trip. Your cabin attendant works incredibly hard, away from their family for months, to ensure you have the best vacation possible. Small gestures of consideration, from an early tip to simply not leaving your cabin like a war zone, can completely transform their day. So on your next cruise, remember this video. Be the passenger every attendant hopes to encounter. It costs nothing, but it's worth a lot. Now tell us in the comments, have you made any of these mistakes without realizing it? Or do you have a story with your cabin attendant that you'd like to share? See you at the next embarkation.